Hey guys, Roxxy Sims here, and I have another speed build for you today. Today I am building an old dilapidated farm. So this is the entire farm, and also it has a farmhouse and a barn, and I've really just been dying to build one. Well, for one, I love farms, and I kind of wish I lived on one. But besides that point, I've also been wanting to build one because of all of the amazing like debug items that we got recently, that like 1,100 items I think it was. And there is some really good farm related items that they released for us to use, like hay bales, and I specifically wanted it to be an old dilapidated farm because they had a lot of like deteriorated, chipped, partly destroyed kind of items. Like they have this dock that looks like it's kind of falling over. And I just, I saw those items and I'm like, I knew that I had to make a farm with them. And also we got this incredible siding from Island Living. You guys, I love this siding. Anything that has chipped paint or anything like that, I'm in love with. So this siding looks really worn down and has some good colors in it. So whenever I first saw that siding, even though it was in that beach setting, I was like, this would be perfect for an old farmhouse. So I was really excited to use that as well. And the roof. The roof is also from Island Living, and it's that kind of the old looking metal roofing that's used a lot in farmhouses and barns and stuff. So both of those items are from Island Living, but I saw them and thought farm, so here they are. I wanted to tell you kind of the thought process of like what I was thinking the story of this farm/farmhouse would be. So I'm thinking this is a very old, it has old in the title, but I don't know, maybe super late 1800s, early 1900s, somewhere around there, but that this is not really in those times, more like it was built in those times, and then over all the decades it's, deteriorated and everything, and this is what we're left with. And I figure there could be multiple different stories to it. So I'll just tell you a couple of them. One I really like is that, a family from the city are looking for, like, getting down to their roots and having a more family-oriented country life. And so then they buy this, old farm, and they're gonna fix it all up and live off the land and do all that good stuff so that they move in. And I also imagine this place to be one of those houses that kind of the old furniture has been left in it and just, covered with sheets and things and just been left in that. And then this is what it is left. And then they haven't renovated it yet. It's still in that really dilapidated state. By the way, I love this fence. This fence is one of the items that came in with all those debug items, and I love it so much. It is a huge reason and huge inspiration for the farm. Oh, by the way, I guess I should mention, if you don't know how to access those additional debug items, you'll just like bring up the cheat bar, and then you type in BB period show live edit objects. But you still do need to have the bb.show hidden objects cheat on as well to access those. And then you'll just look in the search bar, the item search bar, just type in debug, and then you'll have so many items to use in there that is normally not available. So it's a really, really cool thing. My only complaint is that there is a lot of items. And then you have to like figure out where they are, and none of them have any names attached to them at all. So, have fun like finding the object that you're looking for. So yeah, that's my only complaint. I just wish they had names that I could look the item up, but I'm still very thankful that we have them. They're some really, really awesome objects in that whole debug category. Love them. Anyways, back to the stories that I made up in my head for this house. So, again, we have the story of the family from the city coming to live in this old dilapidated farmhouse and reconnect as a family and all of that good stuff. But I also think there's a little bit of creepiness, a little creepy vibe to this place. I don't know why. I don't think I really went into it wanting to give it a creepy vibe, but it kind of has one, just a little bit. And I think you could add some things to make it a lot more creepier. Definitely. And you'll see later that I do like a little photo shoot with some old-timey looking Sims. And I think you could totally do some photo shoots and put the like black and white pictures into this place and make this place like a lot creepier. That is definitely an option on how you would want to use this house. So I think it could definitely go the creepy route. Or you could, for sure just have some old-timey Sims living in it, like living in their modern house, but it's way back in 1930 or whenever. I think it'd be cool to use as a period piece kind of story as well. So I think there's a lot of different options. Sometimes I have like a very specific family in mind for the houses that I build. But I didn't give it like a whole lot of thought. I didn't have a whole lot of specifics. When I went into when I started decorating the bedrooms, I definitely did think a little bit more about who actually lived in this house or currently lives in the house. And so I have a little bit of some stories for those specific people, but I don't really have any stories about the parents, more just about the kids' bedrooms. I always find whenever I'm decorating a teenager kid's bedroom that I kind of think about what kind of person they are, and then that helps me more hone in on what kind of style and decoration and everything that room would have. So I always, whenever I'm decorating a bedroom, I always think a little bit at least about what that person would be like. Put some personality into the bedroom, I always have just the best time making anything old or dilapidated or rundown or anything like that. I've said it many times, I love building those kinds of builds. They're so much fun to me. And I think it's because of the the realism. And it's also kind of a challenge, because they definitely have over the years added in a lot more dilapidated types of objects and wallpapers and things like that. But a lot of the clutter, I wish there was more dilapidated looking clutter. Because I definitely have some. I just always think there could be more, there's never enough. And so I like the challenge of it, trying to make it look historic, especially because they definitely could use more historic items. I would love that. Some really, if they had a stuff pack that was from the 1800s, take my money. I would buy it so fast. Even though I'm not super interested in playing with a family, playing as if they're actually living in the 1800s. I just want to build things that would be from the 1800s. Not that I'm opposed to playing out a story that would have been back then, or even earlier, 17, 16, 1500s. All that's very interesting, but I at least want the build items, I love building these old historic buildings. They're so much fun. Speaking of old historic buildings, this is very like closed off. You know, like the kitchen isn't open to the dining room. Everything has its own room. You know, those old houses, they're just like that. Open concept was not much of a thing, you know. And so I made sure to put walls in between all the rooms and wallpaper all over everything, because wallpaper was huge back then. I just wanted to make it as accurate as possible, and because it always does go against everything in me to make a closed off living spaces. You know, open concept. That is like comes out of literally like everyone's mouth on HGTV. Open concept this, open concept that, and so it goes against my nature to build it all closed off. But you know, they didn't do that back then. So you know, it's fun to think about those differences that you'd see from a house back then. Like also, there are no showers in this. It's like only bathtubs. And so, you know, stuff like that is fun. I like when you have to think about, hey, like what actually was life like back then. So yeah, I had fun with it. I always do on these old things. How many times do I have to say I like old buildings? I don't know how many times I have to say it, but like I just feel it coming out of my mouth at all moments. I can't help it. They're just so cool. To play up the fact that this is a dilapidated house, I put the ripped wallpaper all over, a little bit of spider webs. Also, I put those, like, the mouse holes. And I love those things. Those are awesome. Because a mouse actually does come out of them. So, it's kind of perfect. I kind of sprinkled them all around the house. So, you know, you'll see mice coming out. I even like got a picture of a mouse whenever I was doing like the little tour at the end, so you'll see a little picture of a mouse. I don't know if you caught it, but in the little foyer area I have those pictures that I was talking about earlier. I made a group of old-timey Sims. I made them actually because I did a build. It was like a Wild West. See, those are the pictures right there. I did like this Wild West mountain town, and I wanted it to be full of actual Sims when I was doing the tour. So I made this whole, like a group of, I think, 8 Sims, and they all look like they're from like an 1800s Wild West town. And I took them, and with all the cool new photography stuff from the Mosquito pack, I think that is how you say it. I have heard the name multiple times and I still can't remember exactly how you say it, but I think that's right. I took all the new photo stuff from that and just basically had a photo shoot with all of those Sims so that it would look like they're all those old family photos in this house. And I had fun with that. That was like a fun new thing. I think I'll definitely be, I mean, don't get me wrong, that pack, the Mosquito pack, not my favorite. I don't think that's surprising. I think most people feel that way. Not my favorite pack. But the photography stuff is cool. I like the fact that if you take a picture while using a tripod, that no gnomes get in the picture. Because guys, every time I try to take a picture, there's a gnome in it or it's super blurry. And so that does not happen if you have the tripod. So that's very nice because now you can take like one picture and you know it'll be good. Good enough to use instead of before when you take a picture and you have to take at least 5 pictures because 3 of them would, you know, be blurry and have gnomes. So that's really great. I think I'm going to use that a lot more in decorating these houses because you can go like really custom with it. And really the only limits are, you know, kind of your creativity and your imagination, really. You know, you could take, of course, pictures of people, but also landscapes or cityscapes or a bowl of fruit or whatever. You can do anything with it, and so I think that is really cool, and that I'll definitely be using it a lot more in my builds from now on. So guys, this is the first thing I've built in a while. I don't know if you've noticed or if you're just new here or whatever, but I haven't put out a video in a little bit, and I haven't built in a little while. So, you know, of course, and this is a lot. So I haven't built in weeks, and the first thing I build when I get back is a 64 by 64 lot. Of course, you know, and then up having like a 30-minute video as my first one back in a little bit. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I didn't actually touch or even look at my computer for, like I said, for like weeks. I just needed a break, you know, not from YouTube or anything like that. I think it was just from like technology. I truly was like against technology for a few weeks, and I just needed to get away and get out in nature. And I really did. I got like some hiking in, and my family went and so we picked some blueberries at a blueberry farm, at a berry farm, and then I made homemade pie dough, and I made a blueberry pie, and I did a lot of baking, and I think I just, you know, I don't know, I just needed a break. I think actually if you didn't know, I lost my dad back in December. And I think it might have something to do with that. I'm not good at losing people I know really well. Because I've been fortunate enough from this point in my life to not really lose a lot of close people. And so I didn't really know how to deal with it or what the process was going to be. You know, that was like I don't know, I just didn't know what to expect. And so I think it might have had something to do with that, because I just was like, I don't know. I was like, I gotta get out of here or something, you know? So I think it was probably some point in the grieving process where I just was like, I need to connect with nature, and connect with my family. So that's what I tried to do, and I'm feeling better. You know, it was like a little mini breakdown, I think, but I'm better and feeling happier, just more content. And I think, you know, that's probably a pretty good idea for most people, whether you lost somebody or not. It's just every once in a while just take a break from social media, technology, TV, computer, all of it, you know. I think it's probably not a bad idea. If I had to take a guess, I am not a psychiatrist, psychologist, or anything, but it can't be bad for you, right? You know, it can't be. So I had a nice, relaxing few weeks, and I apologize for the lack of videos. Very, very sorry. But you know, I'm glad to be feeling better and feeling motivated to make more Sims builds and videos and everything. And I'm also very excited for the new content coming up. But yeah, sorry guys. I know you'll say, oh, you don't need to apologize, but still, you know, I want to be more consistent, and you know, bear with me. Sorry, bear with me. As I'm like figuring all of this out. You guys know, you have lives too, and I'm sure a lot of you have lost people too, so I know you get it. But you know, I just wanted to reiterate that I apologize for not having a video for a while. So anyways, guys, let's get a little lighter in here. And we can talk about the kids' bedrooms. So what I was thinking for each of the kids' bedrooms, this bedroom I'm working on here, I imagine kind of I don't know, 13, 14-year-old girl, somewhere around there. She likes reading, she likes art, writing in her journal daily. That's just like the kind of girl I see in that room. In this room, right here, I see kind of like maybe like an 18-year-old, you know, he's on the verge of moving out, nearly an adult, and that he really likes rock music, and he has aspirations of maybe going into the military or something. Just like a little bedroom, you know, the smallest bedroom, just kind of like his own, I don't know, private guy space, I guess. And then I have the blue bedroom. So I have a smaller boy who, you know, plays with like toy cars and things like that. And then I have another bedroom that I imagine that like nobody lives in. So maybe they have, that's going to be a guest bedroom, and it still has like sheets over a lot of the furniture and cobwebs and stuff. So nobody currently resides in it. Also, oh hey, I forgot to mention when I was telling you about all the like the ways that I made this place look dilapidated with the mouse holes and the cracks and the cobwebs. I also put like a lot of like water damage. So, you know, those toilets that are in this house where they have the tanks up on the wall, I try to put like lots of water damage as if that's leaking. I also put a bucket of water in that little top hallway where the staircase comes up, right outside this bedroom, where it looks like there's like a leak in the roof, and maybe some drywall has, or plaster I guess it would be if this is an old house. So maybe some plaster has come off the ceiling and it's leaking, so it has water damage in the roof. So I really like those little touches. Whenever I was making this farm, I also wanted to make it kind of a functional farm as well. So you'll see whenever I start working on the outside of it that I have, it's a big lot. Like I said, it's 64 by 64. So I didn't want to fill all of it with real plants to take care of, because that would be a lot of plants. So I have a little field that is like these fake, they're like cabbages, I believe, from the debug section. You'll see that in a little bit. But then I do have a pretty good sized section of actual real vegetables that can be grown on here. I planted carrots and tomatoes and potatoes and one other thing. Oh, green beans, I believe. So I have, you know, real things growing on here. And yeah, I like how the I think it'll be enough to support the family if that's like, if you move someone in here. I think it'd be enough to support them, maybe. No guarantees, because I haven't tried it out myself. But I think it'd make a lot of money with all those plants. And I think there are plants growing in each season. You know, some in each. I think some overlap. But I think there is something growing at least every season. So yeah, you could use this as an actual functional farm if you so wish. Okay guys, now something that I think probably everyone is very excited about is that, like I mentioned earlier, we have some new content coming to The Sims. Something that people have been waiting for a long time. Of course, it's the the Realm of Magic. So, very exciting stuff. As I'm recording this is August 29th. And so, don't really know a whole lot yet about the pack. But everything that I've seen so far, I mean, the build stuff looks fantastic. Which, of course, is like why I buy every pack. Is for the building materials that I love so much. And I don't do nearly enough gameplay. I really don't. Because I'll start doing like gameplay. I'll make up a story, start playing it out, and then I'll think, oh, my sim couple need to go to a restaurant. And I'm like, well, I have this very specific kind of restaurant in mind, and then I don't have any yet, so now I gotta go build it. So then I'm constantly interrupting. Every time I play the game, I'm interrupting myself with builds that I need to do. So I can never let myself rest from the building. I always, if I'm playing it, I need to be building, pretty much. So, like I said, that build stuff is looking pretty cool. I'm excited to see all of it, because the stuff I see right now, those stained glass windows look phenomenal. They look really, really great. They have like moon shapes in them, and oh my goodness, blew me away with those windows. But other things, I'm like, those look cool. The color looks really, really cool. I hope that we'll be able to use a lot of the other build items in other kinds of builds, if that makes sense. Like, I hope they're versatile, and hopefully we haven't seen it all yet. I'm hoping that there's still a lot that we haven't seen that we'll get, because I'm greedy for sim stuff. I need more constantly. So I'm very excited to see the rest of it. They're doing, I think, like a live stream about it on the 6th of next month. So very, very soon. I only gotta wait like a week-ish for that. And yeah, I'm really excited about it. Also, 5th anniversary of The Sims, you guys. And apparently they're gonna have like a surprise for us. At least that's what I gathered. So that live stream is going to be the 3rd. So that's only a few days away. I can't wait to see what that is going to entail. Very exciting stuff happening in the Sims community here. I am one of the people who, and I've seen this theory a lot recently, that think that the Realm of Magic is not going to be the last pack of this year. I think, and I have thought for months now, that we are going to get University, like in November or so. I'm, it might be wishful thinking, which I definitely wishful that we'll get that pack. So it may be wishful thinking, sure, but I really do believe it. And maybe if I believe hard enough, it will happen. But yeah, I think it's definitely possible. I've seen some tweets that talk about the fact that, hey, we had, 2 expansion packs last year that could happen this year, and I greatly believe in it. I think it will happen. I think it'd be crazy if we did get another expansion pack, but it wasn't University. Would that not be crazy? Because the Sims community, we want our University. No doubt about that. So, hopefully if we do get another expansion pack, it will be University. Let's hope. Cross our fingers. I have a good feeling about it, guys. I think it might happen. And I'm going to stick with it until I'm proven wrong. So yes, that's me. That's my stance. And I'm sticking by it. And if you look at this build, it's quite obvious that I'm hoping for a farm pack. That is always on my list of things that I want. I love farms. I love them so much. And it'd be really, really cool if we got a farm pack, because then maybe we could have farm animals. Because I don't know if you remember the farming stuff from Sims 3, but I had in the Sims 3 store, you could get chickens and cows and a tractor, and I bought all those things, and I was obsessed. Like, I loved it so much, and the tractor was amazing, because in this, but you have to go, in this game you have to tend to every plant by hand. It takes a very long time. But on this tractor, you could take care of huge fields of plants very quickly. You just drive through, and it would, get everything, harvest every plant, water every plant, fertilize every plant. It was amazing. So having that tractor in this game, oh yeah, I would definitely be for that. It is probably one of my favorite things that I ever had in a Sims game, to be honest with you. That tractor, it was life. I've always wanted to farm, and that was years ago, and I'm still dreaming about that tractor. Truly, I am. Well, guys, we are really close to being done with this video. A whole 30-minute long voiceover. Tough work, guys. I just want to thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it more than you know. If you have any build suggestions, any ideas that you would like to see me do, please let me know. I would love to see your suggestions. And also, especially for the pack that's coming up, I'd love to hear what your thoughts on that are and your build suggestions would be for that. So again, guys, thank you so much. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I hope to talk to you all again very soon. Bye, everybody.